What's going on, guys? It is Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today I'm in Tillsonburg, Ontario. I'm about to go thrifting this morning. Also want to talk about some negative feedback that I received on eBay. It's the first that might stick, so I might be stuck with less than perfect feedback. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But first, let's hit some thrift stores, see if we can find some good stuff to flip online on this Saturday morning. So far this morning, quality over quantity. So only the two items, but two really good items. Like that TV probably will sell pretty quick. I'm going to say within a month, if not within a couple weeks, for a couple $100s. So that's pretty awesome. They're not the funnest things to ship in the world, but when you're considering turning $5 into a couple $100s, definitely worth the effort. The shoes, yeah, pretty average pair of shoes there. New Balance, I didn't actually even look them up. I'm assuming probably $30. I'll throw a comp up now if I haven't already. And yeah, let's get to the next store and see if we can find some more good stuff.
5 minutes later.
All right, so I'm sitting here at Salvation Army, stop 2. Just before we go in, let's talk about the feedback here a little bit. So in February, I sold, I think, NBA 2K for PlayStation 3 for $9. So I accepted a best offer. I think I had it listed a little higher. $9 plus shipping. I shipped it with stamps to Ontario to Quebec. Shouldn't have took too long, probably less than a week. A week later, the gentleman reached out and said, or the individual reached out and said, hey, I haven't received this. I explained to them, I shipped with stamps. There's no tracking. Please be patient. I didn't receive any response from them. And then all of a sudden they opened an item not received case. At that point, I messaged them back and said, hey, if you don't receive it by this date, I will just give you a full refund. They didn't wait for that. They just went right ahead to eBay and had eBay step in. eBay refunded them because they didn't have tracking or anything. And I haven't heard anything since. And that was end of February. Now we're into March. And now all of a sudden, beginning of the week, I had a negative feedback. Just says item not received, negative feedback. So first thing I did, reached out to the buyer, said, hey, you got a refund on this. Is there anything we can do? Obviously ship this. It's a $9 item. I'm just kind of trying to tell him my side of the story. No response whatsoever. I actually go ahead and do feedback revision and send that in as well. And then get eBay on the phone and call them. And they basically said, eBay basically told me on the phone, because they don't have tracking, I don't have a leg to stand on. I did ask to escalate it to a supervisor, but the problem with that was I couldn't talk to them right away. So I've been waiting they said wait 24 hours and someone will contact you. After 24 hours, I contacted eBay. They said, what we really mean is 24 hours to 72 hours. So actually I have to wait. It's been about 48 hours. So actually I have to wait the weekend. And then by Monday, if I don't hear from them, I can reach out again to eBay. All right, just the DVD today at Salvation Army. So I'm taking a bit of a chance on the DVD, but for $5, I think it's worth it. Probably gonna list it for like $75, $80. Hopefully get a best offer around $50 and I'll let it go. Even $20, $30, most likely I would honestly sell it. But if I got some pretty decent offers, I'd let it go, obviously is what I'm saying. So $5 investment, pretty good, even without sold comps. I do think somebody is gonna want that. Anyway, continuing with the feedback story. So am I in the wrong? Yes, I don't have any tracking. I don't have any proof. What I do have is a proven track record on eBay. And I also have communication between me and the buyer, even if it is mostly one-sided between me, but at least I'm giving the buyer information, which I think is valuable. Now, the other thing to mention here, which I didn't realize until after the negative feedback was given, so this individual basically opened their eBay store or their eBay account, and then the very first thing they did was buy something on my account. So that right there is kind of suspect for me. We all have to start somewhere, but it just seems weird that you would start out on eBay, buy a video game, give somebody negative feedback. This is all possible. It just seems so weird. And I'm sure this has happened to plenty of people in the past. I just feel like, does this person doesn't have any track record to show that I should trust them? Why does eBay trust them as well? I realize this isn't like $1,000 item. It's a $9 video game, and that's what's giving me, the grain of sand that this person's being honest. But it just seems so weird that you would open a brand new eBay account. I don't know how many things they've bought or how much feedback. It doesn't show me any of that. It just shows that they have no feedback history whatsoever. They've given me negative feedback. They opened the account, I think, the end of January, and they bought it from me, I think, the end of January, beginning of February. I'm pretty sure whatever the days were, it was like, I'll try to throw up on the screen exactly the day it was bought and the day their account was created. It just seems very odd to me. So I'm going to kind of try to use that as leverage with eBay. And then also I'm going to try to just use, my overall selling, my standards of selling. You can see all the positive feedback. You can see that I ship things out, that in the past when I've had problems, that I definitely work them out with the buyer. This person's basically not even responding to me. I don't know if they're going to respond to eBay or not. So hopefully, it works out in my favor. If not, on Poshmark, I'm a Poshmark ambassador. I do not have perfect feedback there. On Etsy, I do not have perfect feedback on Etsy, and I have only been selling on it since the end of 2022 into 2023, somewhere in there is when I created that account. Same with Vinted, I do not have perfect feedback. eBay is the only place where I still have perfect feedback, and it seems to be pretty important. How important? The second that I got negative feedback on eBay, this has been my worst selling week so far on eBay for, I'm going to say, since I started, to be honest. I think since my last payout, so I do weekly payouts. It's now Saturday. I've made about $53 so far this week. I'm normally making somewhere between $600 to $1,300 on a regular basis just on eBay alone. So yeah, it's making an impact. I don't know if it's the feedback that's making the impact or what. I'm rambling a little bit. So let's get to the next store, see if we can find some cool stuff at Onward, and then we can talk some more about this feedback. Unfortunately, nothing at Onward today. That golf bag was just too beat up, and 20 bucks is too much to pay for it unless it was in a lot better condition. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the feedback. I promise I won't harp on this forever, but maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's the end of an era. Do I need to have 100% feedback to sell on eBay? No. At the moment, do I think it's messing up the algorithm and hurting my sales? Absolutely. But in the long run, do I think it'll make a huge impact? Probably not. Basically, it just says, item not received or never received item or whatever. I responded underneath saying, that they got a refund and I did ship this out, unfortunate circumstance. So it's not as if somebody's bashing me and, really, attacking my character or anything like that. So is it the end of the world? No. It might actually put a little more ease on me when I do run into problems. Right now, I'm in panic mode when I get negative feedback or somebody's even threatening it, which people cannot threaten negative feedback actually on eBay. That's against policy. There's so many eBay policies out there to learn and to know about. It's overwhelming, to be honest. But essentially, it might just make me feel a little bit more relaxed about working through problems if I'm already not, working with 100% feedback. Not to say that I want my feedback to be 95 or 90 or whatever, but it's 99.7 or something like that. I'll throw it up on the screen, whatever it happens to be right now. Not the end of the world. So maybe, it'll help me relax a little bit. Anyway, enough about the feedback. Leave me a comment down below if you've ever received negative feedback. I've had plenty removed. I'm going to say probably with this account, probably about 6 removed total in the last 3 years. And most of the time, you know, they were unjust. I can't think of a single scenario where, you know, I thought I actually deserved the negative feedback. This one, you know, if the person's being honest, potentially I deserve maybe not negative, maybe like a neutral feedback. You know, they did get a refund. Regardless, let's hit one more thrift store today, Simply Secondhand. This is the one that I told you has been buying a lot of liquidation. Do I really think I'm going to find anything there today? I don't know. I'm going to be searching for Levi's. That's probably the jeans I'll be looking for new jeans. Other than that, hopefully there's something cool there. If not, I'll take you along for the ride and you can see the new inventory they've got recently. Nothing today. I was just here the other day. I did pick up some jeans. You know, it's just sometimes how it goes. This week has been going that way, but you know, it's part of it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. Thank goodness for that TV off the hop. That thing is going to be, you know, the saving grace for today. Today's not been good. I've found shoes, a DVD, and the TV hit 4 stores. Not great, but you know, honestly, that's sometimes what it's like. Sort of like this week in reselling for me. Sometimes what it's like, it's a super down week. Hopefully the eBay algorithm forgives me and gives me, you know, some traction again. But till next time, guys, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.